Hey Hoopheads, Brad here with another breakdown, and today I want to talk about the Raptors defense and their 137-126 win over the Wolves. This was the Raptors' 15th win in a row. They were led in this one by Pascal Siakam's 34 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. OG had a career high with 25 points, 12 boards, 3 steals. Lowry had 27 and 11 assists. Rondae had 21 points starting at center. Just a nice all-around game from the Raptors. Let's get into it. Because the Raptors were without Gasol and Ibaka, Rondae started at the 5, and with him being so undersized, that meant the Raptors had to protect the paint by committee. So here when Towns gets the ball, Lowry and Siakam both come over with the help. Towns rushes the shot a bit, doesn't go in. And now on this play, as the Wolves work it to Towns on the right side, you can see the other Raptors defenders all shading over towards him. And then as Josh Okogie cuts into the lane, Towns gets him the ball and the Raptors absolutely swarm him. Okogie can barely even hang on to the ball, let alone get a shot up. And while he's in the key for so long, he's going to get called for a 3-second violation. Nice work by the Raptors to force the turnover. And now as the Wolves push it in transition, this is just incredible hands from Lowry to get the strip on Juancho Hernangomez. And now as the Wolves set a double screen for James Johnson, you'll see OG get over it and then shade towards Towns on the dive. Johnson hands it off to Crabbe and then sets a screen for him, and OG, still engaged, still ready to react, is able to get out and give a really nice shot contest. Quality effort there. And now off the Terrence Davis turnover, the Wolves are going to push it again, and we see another example of Kyle Lowry's incredible hands to stop the fast break. Just unbelievable. And now another transition opportunity, and watch Pascal Siakam. He's going to let Jarrett Culver get a step in front of him, and then he fakes like he's going to reach and maybe foul, and then he pulls back away from the contact. Culver blows the easy layup, and that's great defense, really tricky from Pascal. And now the Raptors are in a zone, and as James Johnson throws the cross-court pass, McCaw almost gets a fingertip on it. And then as Crabbe drives down the baseline, Terrence Davis and Boucher rotate over to cut it off. The ball goes back out to the perimeter, and the Raptors get their zone into shape as the Wolves work it around a little bit. Terrence Davis reacts to the Towns pump fake, which is probably a good thing. McCaw rotates up. Boucher, a nice rotation and shot challenge in the corner, but as the shot comes off, Terrence Davis doesn't box out Karl Anthony Towns, and he's able to get the easy putback. And that's going to lead me into talking about some of the defensive mistakes the Raptors made in the first half. They gave up 75 points in the first half, which is a lot. And some of that was just great shot making from the Wolves. Some of that was double teaming Karl Anthony Towns and people around him hitting shots. And some of it was stuff like this, where on the inbound, OG and Pascal are ostensibly the quote-unquote bigs, maybe not used to the responsibilities that come with that. And as Culver curls off the screen, OG should be stepping back to protect the net. He misses it. And now a miscommunication here as Allen Crabbe curls off the screen. McCaw thinks Siakam is going to go with him. Siakam staying put to guard Towns. That gives Crabbe a wide open bucket at the rim. And another problem was the Raptors got into the penalty with over 8 minutes left in the second quarter. So now little fouls like this one that usually wouldn't matter that much become shooting fouls. That's a bigger problem. And here you've got Terrence Davis on D'Angelo Russell. He's trying to get around and front him because he doesn't want him to get the ball. He's on fire a little bit. But the problem with that is that there's no help behind him. So as D'Angelo just moves to the basket, that pass can come over the top. Terrence Davis has to foul him to stop the play. And as I mentioned, the Raptors are in the penalty, so that's going to be free throws. Here, without a proper center, you can tell the Raptors are worried about protecting the paint. As Okogie drives, Siakam overhelps a little bit and drops all the way back into the paint. That leaves his man open for 3. Didn't really need that. Rondae had him contained. And this one is pretty basic, but as James Johnson brings the ball up, you can see Siakam is not quite between him and the basket. He's more guarding him like he's going to drive straight to the baseline. And Johnson just crosses him over. Pascal gets beat by a step. Now he has to foul, and because they're in the penalty, that's free throws again. But now for some better defensive plays off the side inbounds. Neither broadcast showed the full play, but here the pass is already in the air going from the side inbounds over to this guy here. Lowry rotates over, so he's right there on the catch. He's going to mess up Culver's pass to the corner, and at the same time, OG is reading the play from the top of the arc and rotates all the way down to the corner. Great anticipation from both Lowry and OG to force that turnover. The Raptors are going to get out and push it in transition, where Lowry's able to find Chris Boucher, who catches it, comes down with it, and then goes up for the finish. And now as McLaughlin beats Fred, you can see Boucher and Davis rotate down from the weak side, while McCaw comes over from the strong side. The pass goes out to the top, and OG rotates over, while McCaw rotates all the way up from the restricted area to OG's man. He runs him off the three-point line, and Fred is able to get a hand in there and poke the ball away. Incredible hands, nice rotations by the Raptors. And now Fred with a nice bit of ball denial on D'Angelo Russell, preventing him from getting the ball. And then as Towns tries to hand it off to Hernan Gomez, Rondae's able to jar it loose. Eventually Pascal Siakam's able to pick it up and take it in for the finish. Great work again by the Raptors to force the turnover. They created 23 turnovers in this game. And this is just an OG special. Malik Beasley gets the ball and tries to drive on him, and OG just will not let him by, gets a hand in there, rips it away. Rondae's able to chase it down. That's going to be another turnover. And on this play, Rondae with a little pressure on James Johnson. He gets the ball to D'Angelo, and as D'Angelo tries to go at Fred, he doesn't quite protect the ball enough. Fred just takes it from him. Incredible work. He goes down to the other end where he gets fouled by D'Angelo Russell. Raptors perimeter defense really starting to turn it up now. And on this play, Rondae finds himself guarding D'Angelo Russell because of a transition screen. The Wolves work it around a little bit until they eventually get it to D'Angelo, and Rondae is surprisingly good at moving his feet on the perimeter. He's not great at dealing with screens, but if you're just going at him one-on-one, he can get low and move his feet and stay with you. Great shot challenge. And now in the second half, Pascal Siakam shutting off the initial drive of Hernan Gomez, and then the Wolves will actually work it back to Hernan Gomez. Siakam bites hard on the pump fake, but luckily Rondae rotates down from the free throw line and OG rotates over from the weak side to make that layup difficult. That would have been an easy bucket if the help wasn't ready. And now off the inbound as Towns faces up, he's going to drive to the left here, and you can see Lowry on the weak side, and as soon as Towns starts to go, he gets into position and is able to take the charge. Lowry, the charge master, took 2 in this game. And now Fred and OG are going to switch this first screen and check out the ball denial by OG to prevent D'Angelo from getting it. The Wolves will try a give and go instead, but as the pass is thrown over the top, Lowry is already rotating over from the weak side again. He deflects the pass as Siakam rotates down from the free throw line and intercepts it. Excellent rotations and anticipation from the Raptors on that play. And now off the Lowry made bucket, Russell's going to try to throw the pass over the top, but Fred is there to break it up. Nice work getting back on D. And then on the ensuing inbound, Rondae and Fred are going to switch this screen. That means Fred's guarding the much bigger Reed. The Wolves want to go to that. They try to throw the pass over the top, but Fred is fronting, gets up, able to deflect it. Great work. The ball goes back out to the perimeter where D'Angelo scoops it up with Rondae on him. Tries to go at him, but Rondae moving his feet really well again. Nice shot contest. And now as Reed comes to set the screen for D'Angelo, Fred and Siakam are going to switch it, but Reed slips the screen. But check out Fred with the active hands, just sticking a hand into that passing lane. D'Angelo tries to throw the bounce pass, and Fred just straight up intercepts it. And then he throws the nice lofting pass over the top right into Siakam's arms. He gets up and finishes on the fast break. And now the last play of the third quarter, the Raptors want to take the ball out of D'Angelo's hands, so they're going to bring Rondae up to trap him. He does a nice job of getting his hands up so the pass over the top isn't there. Deflects it, Fred gets it, throws it backwards over his head to Rondae, who finishes with authority on the other end. What a way to close the quarter. And now in the fourth quarter, James Johnson is going to get it at the left elbow. OG pressures right up onto him. Not sure why James Johnson doesn't just throw the entry pass to Cat, but instead he sizes up OG, tries to take the three, but OG just stuffs it. A beautiful block from him. The Wolves recover it, and then James Johnson tries to drive to the left, but he loses the ball, tries to recover it, but throws it right to McCaw. And now as Culver gets it in the corner, he tries to attack Lowry off the dribble, but Lowry with the hands, able to strip it away. The refs called a foul, but they would overturn that on the challenge. And check out the way Lowry gets a strip. He doesn't swipe down on the ball, which often results in a foul. He gets his hand inside of Culver and pushes it away from Culver. That way it's so much harder to control the ball as the offensive player. Lowry's got all the tricks. And now as Towns tries to post up Rondae, let's check out Rondae's post-defense strength. Towns is trying to back him down, but Rondae won't let him even touch a foot in the paint. Towns kicks it out to try to repost and get deeper position, but Rondae still never lets him get a foot in the paint. He throws the cross-court pass to Crabbe, and Lowry with a nice closeout right to his body, and then Terrence Davis with a nice shot challenge. Good hustle to get out there. And now Terrence Davis is going to get switched onto Towns. Towns tries to go at him, but Siakam rotates over from the weak side for the monster block. Incredible help defense there from Siakam. And now as Terrence Davis pushes it down the court, check out Towns just trotting back. Davis eventually gets it to Siakam with Jarrett Culver on him. Check out how open it is under the basket. Siakam attacks, and as he moves into the post, Towns should be coming down to help right now. He's guarding Rondae. You don't need to guard Rondae on the perimeter. Towns eventually makes it there, but too late, and with his hands down, Pascal with the easy score. A nice two-way sequence for Pascal. And by this point, the Raptors had figured out that the Wolves weren't really able to take advantage of switches, so here they switch Fred onto Cat in the post. And Fred is intentionally shifted a little bit more to the far side of the court to make the middle encouraging for Towns. That's where the help is, and as Towns goes to the middle, Siakam rotates over. Incredible shot challenge, great verticality, puts Towns on his backside. And now McCaw switches out onto D'Angelo Russell and does a nice job of moving his feet, staying in front of him, pressuring up. He doesn't want to give up the three here. Russell works his way into the lane and dishes it to the corner. Fred rotates over. And then as the pass goes out to the top, the Raptors overreact a little bit, send two guys out. But because they closed out fairly under control, McCaw is able to get into position to deflect this ball. Rondae scoops it up and finds McCaw, who finds Siakam, who hammers it home. And that will push the lead up to 13 with just 5 minutes left, and the Raptors would cruise to victory from there. They pick up their 15th straight win to go to 40-14, and with all that, keep in mind how many games they've lost to injury this season. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you thought of the Raptors defense in the comments.